Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So my last video wasn't as simple because I introduced you to a lot more spirits. The cocktails were a lot more busier, but in this video I'm going to make it simple again and put you guys back on a budget, because this video is going to be all about Angostura Bitters, who was my nemesis in the previous video. So Angostura was developed as a tonic by Johann Gottlieb Benjamin Siegert, who was a German Surgeon General for Simon Bolivar's army in Venezuela. And he was based out of the town of Angostura, Venezuela, which is where the name Angostura comes from. And he created it to treat digestive issues and stomach ailments using local ingredients that he had available to him. Then he began selling the product in 1824 and opened his distillery in 1830. Then in 1873, Angostura won a medal at the World's Fair in Vienna. But due to political tensions in Venezuela, in 1875 they moved production over to the port of Spain in Trinidad, which is where the production remains today. So nowadays, Angostura Bitters is the most popular type of bitters used in any kind of cocktail, whether it's from the Prohibition era or it's a brand new cocktail that's being invented today. And it's usually added to a cocktail by adding just maybe a dash or two. But in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use Angostura Bitters in a cocktail as a base spirit. So up until about 20 years ago, it hasn't really been common to use Angostura Bitters in a cocktail as the base spirit. So in 2008, Angostura held a cocktail competition in Europe where bartenders were challenged to invent a cocktail using Angostura Bitters. And the winning cocktail from that competition was the Trinidad Especial, invented by Italian bartender Valentino Bolognese. And that's the cocktail that I'm going to be doing first. So for this cocktail, we're going to be using Angostura Bitters, Pisco, LimeJuice, and Orgeat. So to make it easier, we're going to take the stopper off the Angostura bottle. And to prevent the Angostura Bitters from going everywhere, you can just put a napkin on the top, and you're going to want to put a paring knife underneath the stopper just to kind of help you lift it up. There we go. Okay, I don't want to make a mess on the counter this time. I got my anti-Angostura shirt, so now let's get into making the cocktail. So we're going to start off with 1 ounce of Angostura, quarter of an ounce of Pisco, half an ounce of lime juice, and 1 ounce of Orgeat. Add ice. And shake for 12 to 15 seconds. Double strain into a Nick and Nora glass. Garnish with the lime peel. And there you have the Trinidad Especial. Cheers. That's actually pretty well balanced. Right up front, you have this clove flavor from the Angostura, and on the back end, you get that bitterness. So if you're someone who likes Campari, you're really gonna like this because it has that same kind of lingering bitterness on the back end. And then with the Orgeat in there, it's giving the kind of sweetness, giving it like a more of a better mouthfeel to the drink. So it's actually pretty good. So the next cocktail that I'm gonna do is the Trinidad Sour. So this cocktail was actually inspired by the Trinidad Especial because it was invented only a year later by bartender Giuseppe Gonzalez at the Clover Club in Brooklyn. So for this one, we're simply going to swap out the Pisco for rye and swap out the lime juice for lemon juice. So we're going to start off with 1 ounce of Angostura, half an ounce of rye, 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice, and 1 ounce of Orgeat. Add ice. Shake for 12 to 15 seconds. Double strain into a chilled Nicanora glass. I'm not sure what the original garnish was for this, but I got the idea from Anders Ericsson to garnish with some mint, and I think it's a great idea. And there you have the Trinidad Sour. Cheers. Yeah, this one's obviously a lot more similar. I think you have the spiciness from the rye kind of in the background of the Angostura Bitters. I taste the Orgeat for some reason a lot more in this one up front. Otherwise, it's still a really good drink. Okay, and since you know that I love tiki cocktails, this last one's gonna be a tiki. So this next cocktail is the Angostura Colada, and it was invented back in 2013 by Zach Overman while he was experimenting at his house, and then later debuted the cocktail in 2014 at the Sunken Harbor Club in Brooklyn. So we're gonna swap out the rye for an overproof rum, take out the lemon juice, bring in lime juice, take out the Orgeat, bring in freshly juiced pineapple juice, and Coco Lopez. Okay, so we're going to do 1.5 ounces of Angostura this time. Half an ounce of overproof rum. Two ounces of pineapple juice. 1 ounce of lime juice. And 1.5 ounces of cream of coconut. So it's about 2 tablespoons. Add a scoop of pebble ice. And shake for 12 to 15 seconds. Fill a brandy balloon with pebble ice. Open pour. Put in a straw. Top off with some more pebble ice. Garnish with pineapple fronds. A slice of orange. And freshly grated nutmeg. And there you have the Angostura Colada. Cheers. That's pretty good. With this one, you only have a little bit of that lingering bitterness from the Angostura bitters. Obviously, because there's a bigger volume of other liquids in here, you don't get the Angostura as much. You have the overproof rum giving a little bit more character in the back end there. And it's also a good winter tiki cocktail with the nutmeg on top with those kind of those winter spices as well. Okay, so that's it for today. Here you have 3 cocktails with Angostura Bitters acting as the base spirit, and it's all thanks to Valentino Bolognese, who really made it happen. Because it all started with the Trinidad Especial that inspired these other cocktails to be invented, where Angostura Bitters is acting as a base spirit and allowing bartenders to be more creative. So on its own, Angostura Bitters can be quite bitter, but actually in these cocktails, it's actually really nice. You got that clove spice up front with a lingering bitterness in the back end. So it acts very similar to Campari in cocktails, so you should really give it a try. I hope this video was as much fun for you as it was for me. Hit that like and subscribe button, follow me on Instagram for more recipes, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!